Welcome back to the new deep desert filled with bases now, and this is not the A row of the deep desert. No, ladies and gentlemen, we are here in the E row because to this point, to the middle of the E row, top right corner, everything is PvE. That means you now only need a little jump to already farm titanium, stravidium. You can even stay in the E row for that, but the resources are less. And now since we can actually stay in the E row and farm massive amounts of spice and resources without always every single time having to return back to the A, we had to change our deep desert base. And I collected an Excel document with all the resources you need for this little tiny abode. What did change? We're now making plastanium right here in this base because plastanium ingots are way lighter than actually bringing the titanium ore and the stravidium fibers all the way back to the A row to then turn it into plastanium, while we're also making spice melange over here. And that is, out of 8,000 spice, another 100 plus spice melange being made right now. And that's from one single big spice field, because we are spice farming now with our assault ornithopter. The assault ornithopter for the whole week stays in this base. On Monday, I'm going to fly it away. The good thing is you can just travel to your base with your scout orny, store the scout orny away, and then use your assault ornithopter to fly around for massive gathering because it has 1,000 storage, while the scout only has 500 storage. We also did change the design of the base because right now the lower floor has 14 generators in it. Yep, these 14 generators power our refineries, 3 of them. We get 8 water cisterns, and then on top we had to build 2 large wind traps, plus the little garage for the assault ornithopter. And before you ask, it is not beautiful, but it is functional. This base cannot be raided. This base has the ornithopter be currently sheltered, so no storm can damage it. We're good to go. Now, before I tell you what else changed in the deep desert, because there are quite some different things now regarding blueprints, respawn times, and everything, let me show you the resources I spend for this deep desert base. And again, why do we build the deep desert base? Because every building costs 50% less. My medium spice refinery is only 68 spice melange and 50 complex machinery, 143 plastanium ingots. It would be 135 spice melange outside of this. And if I then wanted to make my spice, I would have to travel all the way back every single time. Having a deep desert base with this change is 100% mandatory. Might it be solo play, team play, guilds, or whatsoever. This document will be linked in the description below. We have 1 medium spice refinery, 14 generators, 4 chests, 8 medium water cisterns, large wind traps, chemical refinery, ore refinery, the building itself, and the subvive console. Those are the individual costs, and this is the total material list. What I am doing currently is I have 1 storage in my main base, 1 aluminum storage container, and it contains all of these materials. Then after the Coriolis storm is over, because on Monday, everything will get wiped. If you don't know when the storm is actually coming, exit to main menu. It says the Coriolis storm will reach its apex in 3 days, 23 hours. Again, on Monday for me. So in 3 days and 23 hours, I will have to break down this complete base, put all of the materials into my assault ornithopter, store it in my main base, and then after the storm is over, come back and just plop the base down again. Now, what else changed in the deep desert? What does make PvP different to the PvE area? Generally speaking, the density of resources increases the further north you go, which means in the PvE portion, you do have the titanium ore, and you can also find stravidium. But it is rare. If you do really want to have massive amounts of it and not just the one or the other node, you will have to go further north. But that's fine, because even if you get attacked with your assault orny or your scout orny, even if it's 3 to 4 people, you can bob and weave out of it and just easily return back to the E row. That's why you want to also have your base there. I will fly out to G or H, and that's going to take me 2 minutes. Then I farm the ore, hammer my orny full like there's no tomorrow, go back, deposit, and already go for another run. Formerly, I would have to fly all the way out to actually the H row, get the ornithopter, and then all the way back to the, Yeah. that was taking a long time. You can actually now spend meaningful time in the deep desert. I have been yesterday 3 hours in the deep desert alone. I have not left the deep desert because I've been crafting here. I've been making the plastanium. I've been refueling my ornithopter. I've been gathering spice. I did not leave it. On top of there being less density, the respawn time of titanium and strontium has increased from 30 to 45 minutes. So that's kind of harsh. We have less density in the PvE area and the respawn timer's up. Oomph. Interesting. The large spice fields will also spawn in the north. That is a bit misleading because north in this case means everything above the E row. I've yesterday had a large spice field already here in F5. And we have been 10 ornithopters at the same time farming without anyone fighting. That's the most amount of ornies I've ever seen in a large spice field together. Then we had some medium spice fields too. And obviously still the H row also has more large spice fields, but they can be as low as the F row. The number of active small spice fields has been increased and the number of medium spice fields have been decreased. That's intriguing. I've really found like way more small spice fields, especially in the C, D row, but they're only like 600-700 spice. And I'm looking to load my ornithopter full with 8,000 per trip. Now let's talk about loot, because loot is the big difference. You can go now to research stations in the PvE area. And these research stations, they will now be PvE shared loot. I go here with a group of 5 people. It's Mark 6, but we all get the loot box. The big difference is that that loot box will only have one blueprint. It won't have more than one, and it will only have some. Spice-infused plastanium dust, you need to craft the items. I think I got 10, and I could already craft myself my replica pulse sword, which actually gives me 152 damage. That's insane. The actual PvP research labs will have 2 to 6 schematics, while also copious amounts of that spice dust, and everything just simply more. Here, the G4 sector PvP area has one of these testing stations, but if someone else went in before me and looted this, the loot is gone, and I have to wait 30-45 minutes for it to respawn. And if someone comes in, he could actually fight versus me. And if I go in with a team, we also do have to share the loot. But there's way more loot. And then there's a big change to the crashed ships. You know these crashed ships that fall from the sky and you cut open the side plate to get the loot out? The ones in the PvE area, I've looted 4 of them and they didn't have a single blueprint in there. They still have the crafting materials, the plasteel plates and all that kind of stuff that you need for Mark 6 gear. But there was no Mark 6 blueprint. Then I went for a crashed ship in the PvP area and I got 2 blueprints. Two. And one of them actually had 3 blueprints in there. Holy moly. So they're making the PvP area more valuable, which is cool because if I go high risk, high reward. And then we have some vehicle changes on top. Equipping a rocket launcher module will now decrease the top speed of your ornithopters. Your assault has 10% reduction and your scout has 20% reduction. I'm not even planning to put a rocket on any of my ornithopters because I want to fly with max speed. Before I show you now how I farm the deep desert, make sure to put your base next to a fuel cell because you don't want to bring all these fuel cells all the time. I can go here, farm it in between, and then just go to my subfief console to feed my 14 generators. You E it, you hold Y, fat. 4 days, 16 hours, and the Coriolis storm is in the next 3, so I easily have the energy under control with those 14 puny generators. Generally speaking, I really do like this base design. It is one 3x3 block with a 2x2 garage because the 2x2 garage is enough. It is also 3 high because you have a 1-3-3 floor below with the generators in it. The very cool thing about being so far into the deep desert is that if a spice plume is happening, you see it on such a large distance. I have seen spice plumes all the way over to F6. Here, G6, a spice plume in G4, even a spice plume in H3 I've seen in the distance. Now we have this spice plume so super close, we instantly have the people from the PvE area fly up to check. I get my scout Orne, and we'll go there together now. Me and the lad. So I'm going to gather that spice, and you already see how cool it is to have the base here. I can take this, go back, and already deposit it. I don't have to like clog my inventory up. Now, it is only a small one. So is it even worth to land right now? No, it's not, because someone was here faster than me. This is one of the tiny downsides of, well, everything being so close, that if one small plume happens, there's most likely going to be someone around. Now, I could obviously farm this. I could also attack him. I could just land and try to fight him. I beef him, right? Because nothing stops me from it. It's the PvP area. I just simply don't want to. And before you ask, isn't the Assault Ornithopter too slow? Nah, you have the booster. The booster helps you in the beginning to go really far up, and it only produces temperature. It actually doesn't deplete your fuel faster. Nope, it just makes temperature. And your glide speed is still sitting at an 155 or something. That's like 20 slower. So I just go for this, right? And we're just gliding here with 153. I'm going far still with a scout. I am not too scared. And for one of my farm runs right now, I would go out, I would collect a lot of stravidium, I would collect a lot of titanium, and on the way of collecting that stravidium and titanium, I'm just looking around for any spice plume explosion to go for it. But now getting the materials is easier than ever. By the way, if you then lose too much elevation, you're going to activate the booster, still stay in vulture mode, and then just tilt it upwards, because even in booster vulture mode, you're just gaining speed while gaining altitude, and you go all the way up to that 750, and then deactivate the booster, get your top speed, put your mouse slightly lower than the tip of the pyramid. Now I can just glide away. Every now and then I have to press W to maintain top speeds. If I actually put it a little bit lower, it should be fine. For my scout, it's like right below the pyramid apex. For this one, I have to put it a bit lower. And then I just tap W every now and then to get my top speeds. And like this, I'm just merrily gliding ahead to get my stravidium, to get my titanium, and in this case, tons of them. Would I be faster with the Scout Ornithopter? Yes, 20 faster. But I have twice the storage, and I don't have half of the speed. So having your Assault here is perfect. The only downside of the Assault is you can't store it. Yeah, I mean, sure, you cannot put it back. But since you're putting things in the inventory, you anyways cannot put it back. So it's really the perfect farming thing. And as I said, it's staying for the whole week inside the deep desert. Only at the very end of the deep desert am I going to pull it out and then fly it back out again. We're right now in G3 of the deep desert. And as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Was there 7 down there? Yeah, like the amount of nodes you have here is huge compared to anything you can find in the PvE portion. So you will still have to go out in the PvP area. Only that nowadays, there's still people that bully you away from spice fields. There's still the one or the other aggressive player. So what I recommend is when you're actually farming ore, to not forget to activate your shield. Because I've had someone trying to snipe me while I was farming ore. So it is slightly better to at least have it activated. See, there's now a fellow Ornithopter pilot coming. Could he want beef? Oh yeah, absolutely he could want beef. But I'll be honest with you, if you find someone right now, it's most likely someone from the PvE area themselves that are actually interested in farming resources. They're not interested in beefing you. I mean, you could be interested in beefing them though, because if you do actually like PvP, and this is why I feel like people are a bit unfair towards the update. If you like PvP, there's more people than ever. I mean, I've been in a spice field, and if I would be a dirty mother trucker, I could have literally pulled out my sniper rifle and started attacking people inside the spice field. I mean, that would have made a lot of people angry, and I would have most likely been ganked on, but I at least had a lot of targets. I didn't have to search for them. I mean, the deep desert has never been this lively. It's been the liveliest it has ever been, and I like it. And now after farming this little stravidium and titanium ore, we're already sitting at 203 volume. That's 1/5 of my vehicle storage. you can't actually take that much with you out of the deep desert. Oh wow, there's a spice plume. Let's go. See, like we're already at the spice plume. Am I scared going for this? No, because even if I get attacked by a full team of ornithopters, even if it gets super rowdy and aggressive right now, it doesn't matter. Because my ornithopter is healthy enough, I have the booster, I will be able to make it back to my E row base. I won't be able to make it back to the A row. That's for sure. I mean, if they want me dead, and if I would have to travel back to the A row, I die. They're like, right? But I don't need to go back to the A row. I only need to make it back to the E row. Got robbed wasn't a new spice field, was an old spice field explosion. But let's assume I filled up my ornithopter and I would be now full weight. That means I'll turn around. I fly back to my base in the E row, deposit everything that I have, refuel my bad boy, wait for another fuel explosion, look out for crash chips, go around to discover, and have a good time. You can now meaningful stay in the deep desert. Before it was really like this, going out and in, unless you wanted to risk it and actually build a deep desert base that could be raided. And I know some of you have done this before, but most of you in my comments have expressed that they're rather scared of entering the deep desert, that you don't want to enter the deep desert yet. What are you waiting for? Just make yourself the deep desert base. It is unraidable. Yes, you might have to rebuild it, but you can spend meaningful, fun time here. And you can also get the resources now without months of grinding. Because that's what happened. Instead of spending like really 10 hours per day and barely making any progress, yesterday I spent 3 hours. I got around 15,000 spice out of those 3 hours. That's not a lot because we did a lot of other stuff, but I got around 200 plastanium ingots. It's been amazing. It's been a great time. I've been enjoying myself so damn much. And that's how it should be. You should be able to spend time in the deep desert. You should be able to have fun with the deep desert without being a big guild of 10 people. And that's what the update did. It made the deep desert lively, accessible, and open for everyone. And I love it. And before you ask right now, does your assault ornithopter even fit properly? You've seen it at the start. It does. You just gotta fiddle it in there. And like a glove, chat. Absolutely like a glove. Perfection. Does it bother me that this sticks out? Not at all. What are you waiting for, ladies and gentlemen? Am I going to see you in the deep desert now, going for your assault orny, pulling all the resources, then already crafting more stravidium fibers? I can make 206 goddamn stravidium fibers, which equates to the potential of 200 plus plastanium ingots. I will be swimming in the new stuff. Today, we will make everything. This is going to be so good. I'll finally have my large ore refinery down the line. I have my survival fabricator. I'll be able to make Mark 6 armor. Let's go. And if you want to build your perfect Haga Basin base on top, check this video. Enjoy and have a good time.